Hi, and welcome to Grace, Gratitude, and Generosity. Today I'd like to talk about trusting God and what that means, because it's actually kind of a relief in our lives to be able to do that. It's lifting off a burden of stressing so much about everything. If we can think we can kind of let go and fall back and trust God. But it is a real question as to what that means, and I don't have an answer for it, but I'm going to explore that a little bit with you today. I think there are many times in my life and in the lives of other people when we look back and we can say, boy, when I needed this, exactly when I needed this, this happened. A person helped me out in a physical way, with money, with helping me with something. Or someone said something that is exactly the thing I needed to hear when I needed to hear it. And looking back, we can say, oh, there's these times in our lives where this amazing thing happened, and I think it was God. And someone said another name for God is coincidence. Not coincidence, synchronicity, because things came together right when you needed it. And I don't mean to trivialize that and make it sound like that's not God, because I think that's exactly God. And it's an amazing and interesting thing to explore. What does that mean? I look at the life of Jesus, and clearly he trusted in God, and he saw God as a loving parent. And Jesus ended up being crucified. So it certainly doesn't mean bad things aren't going to happen to you. I think when Jesus is trusting God, if we wanted to go into the scriptures and look at Holy Thursday, he is kind of in anguish. He is praying. And what happened? Not a lot of helpful support. And he ended up being killed. And all along it, he was making choices to follow his integrity, what he knew he needed to do, and not compromise his values. So that's still trusting God somehow, even when he felt like God had deserted him. And he died. And so what does that mean in my life when we say, well, we can trust God? I don't know. But he felt like, and he believed strongly in that God was a loving parent. Martin Luther King said, the universe, the bent of the universe bends towards justice. Albert Einstein said the God is a benevolent force, a force that created the universe and wants good for everything. And I want to believe that, and I do believe that. And it's hard for me to remember it in my life, and yet I do know when I try to open myself to, gosh, I'm struggling with this, I need some help, very often someone will say exactly what I need to hear. Or, here's this resource, that's what I need. And it means I need to pick up that resource. I need to say yes to the help. I need to maybe check out for what the help is that I need. And when I do that, I generally get to the direction I need to go. And there's people who end up killing themselves because they're unable to get the help that they need. And so how do you put those two things together? I don't know the answer. But I hear people talk about how doors open when they are following something that they think God is leading them to. And that has been the case in my life. And I've served on committees with seminarians who will say things like, gosh, it seemed like I would never be able to get to this point, and yet things just happened that allowed me to get there when I needed to get there. I would have never believed that. And that's been the case in my life. Can I say that will always happen to everybody? No. There's Jesus who got crucified, and certainly Jesus is following the will of God as well as he can see. But I do think in most instances of our lives, we are able to experience that kind of guidance or help when we need it, listening to other people, and they say exactly what needs to happen. And I think we can trust that. I think Jesus trusted it. Let's try. Amen.